Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. One of our partners, one of the stewards of Lake Tahoe, helping preserve the quality and pristine nature of what we call home here, Jeff with TRPA. Jeff, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. Good to be back on the Real Estate Show.
Hey, we did a story last week about some of your efforts. It was a collaborative effort, right?
Yes.
It was buying an older hotel property and a single-family residence.
Yeah.
Along the Upper Truckee.
Very sensitive land.
Right.
Huge acquisition. Really, really big news. That was the California Tahoe Conservancy. They led this acquisition, and there was a number of funding partners and really important players. TRPA just had a small part in it, but we are very excited because of how big of a priority it is in the regional plan to get development, previously existing development, out of sensitive lands. Because like a lot of the development that we see in Tahoe was really here before the environmental standards were. So we've protected sensitive lands since 1970, but so much development happened before that there are properties like this and others around that are in meadows and streams and wetlands that have actually, they filled it in to create foundations and places for parking lots and development. So the Motel 6 site, and there's a building there was an old restaurant that was Caro's and then was later a dim sum place. They're right on the Truckee River. They are built on marsh and wetlands. This is going to be a really great project, but it happened because nobody ever stopped trying, because it's hard to get
expensive too, right?
Yes, right.
Not an inexpensive project.
Around 16 million, I think, total. We TRPA provided about 3.5 million, and a really interesting story behind those mitigation funds. But the important thing is that we can't always do that, right? There isn't always enough money in the basin to buy up property, every time it comes up for sale, or go and actually just say, hey, can you please sell this to us, in order to get all these sensitive restorations. So we really have to focus also on development standards for those properties that are in sensitive lands. If the property owner doesn't want to get rid of it, then there are ways that we can work with them when they do an improvement project to get all kinds of extra mitigation, partial restoration, relocating some of that development on their parcel, and certainly downsizing it. But we have opportunities in the real estate market that we've actually commoditized development, like those motel rooms, like the land coverage that's there on that site, and you can buy it and trade it, and you can move it to more sensitive parcels. And there's great incentives now in the regional plan that say, if you do that, then we will match you, we will provide a lot more economic benefit incentives at the receiving parcel, where send it from one parcel to another one, that parcel can get additional development.
We don't have much time, but you mentioned that this project took a long time, right?
It did.
Anything new on the in the future that we should look forward to?
We are always looking forward to that kind of stuff, there are mitigation funds that permittees pay into. Every year they build up and they build up and they build up, and then eventually we get to send those on to one of the local land banks, one in Nevada, one in California, and they can seek out more properties to buy.
Okay. News from a seasonal standpoint as we transition into spring and then summer?
It's a great time to think about best management practices for water quality and defensible space. Definitely the right time of year for all those property improvements that are going to come. Think about ones that will protect the community and the lake.
All right, stay tuned. More of the Tahoe Real Estate Show coming right up.